Good morning, everyone. This is the Hall of Famer, Director Marlon Green. Hi, everyone. It's July, and what's going on in the news? I want to make a complaint about the Dallas Police Department and the community. It's been about a year, and they're already hammering the police ambush into the ground. The reason why I have a concern complaint about that is because they keep us in peril with the cops. They keep us in peril by having the cops always needy, by them overvaluing the cops. And there are many exploits going on, like predatory ticketing, police brutality, and homicides. I want to remind the law enforcement, especially in Dallas, that you work for us and you all cry too much, you whine too much, and you get too much attention in contrast to the other first responders, veterans, and community activists. The reason why the white folks like to hire minority women is because they are easily controlled and are totally detached from what the men go through. The women already in America have been bred into position. They have no idea what the African American and Latino male go through in America. And furthermore, why I don't get along with Americans, because in most cases Americans are hostile, they are dishonorable, and they have no sense of fair play and right and wrong. America has still not recognized and acknowledged that African Americans have been whipped, beaten, lynched, and killed throughout the entire history of the United States. So having a Democrat or a Republican or any bureaucrat or politician to overpraise the cops is a total disgrace, because there are citizens out there that are willing to put their lives on the line for their community. What I suggest is African Americans get their own law enforcement, because you can praise these white folks law enforcement today, and if anything happens like Black Wall Street massacre, it's just going to happen again. And the women are put in position because they're not critical thinkers when it comes to law enforcement and interaction. I myself have a few police complaints that were done by someone as personal favors. And so, yes, I had a few officers this past month visit me on some bogus complaints. And then also, the police were not needed. We tried to get in the North Texas IG at the Veterans Affairs to take care of these things, because a lot of people are doing a lot of inappropriate things in the federal government, in particular the VA system and the government healthcare system. A lot of these things do not work. It's been boasted like it works, but it really does not. So when it comes to understanding and feeling the Dallas police officers, or any officers for that matter, I feel no different from the average citizen, because we're all in this together. And just because you're law enforcement does not grant you extra over and above privileges over everything. You never pay, law enforcement and court officials do never pay tickets, and you get a lot of free stuff like overtime equipment. You work for the military industrial complex, and you're too brutal to realize that. So I am a scholar. It is your duty to listen to us, and it is the scholar's responsibility to talk truth to power. A lot of you all are in power and you don't like the truth. You don't like the truth because you rose through the ranks in dishonorable fashion. And so remember, if you cannot take orders, you should not be put in a position to give orders. And I do not feel anything for fallen police officers because they took the oath and it's part of the job. Just like me being a community activist and being the advocate that talks to the police already, I have many video clips that we are doing community service work and trying to get these cops and everyone else on the same sheet. But African Americans have no business overpraising cops, over giving cops, because they're too brutal. And this is why we need more activists like Colin Kaepernick and less politicians like Nancy Pelosi. And those politicians who only wants to cause negative vibes and do nothing to help the American people, you're going to be targeted specifically for a firing. And what happened to those term limit bills? We really need these taken care of, because a lot of these senators have been in too long already, and have been in long careers, and they have their property, their cars, and their homes paid for. Meanwhile, the police do predatory ticketing at the same time, having all of this pro law enforcement propaganda and demonstrations, when they really don't operate like they're supposed to towards the African American community, especially the males. So if you're going to put someone in charge, put the African Americans in charge, because the women, they serve so many different masters that they can't serve their own people unless they get permission from other folks. Those days are over. And I'd rather be Asian than to be African American if they're just going to lay down to their heritage, and they're going to lay down and get exploited and not say or do anything about it. And these IGs, they need to get off their ass, because a lot of these EEOs and a lot of these IGs are racist. So if you're a racist in an equal opportunity position, which a lot of white folks allow to stem our growth, you need to get your ass up out of there. We have better leaders than you, and we're already making headlines. You already know my achievements, and a lot of you all are jealous. You wouldn't even speak to me. But then again, you see someone with more than me, and just because of that, you give them more praise, you give them more recognition, and you act like, you know, they're something special. There's nothing special about any of us on this planet. Although we're unique, we also have things to contribute. A lot of you don't have anything to contribute but negativity, anxiety, and confusion, and you're the ones that need to leave. And we're trying to get rid of you and keep the good people. So stay positive. This is the Hall of Famer, Director Marlon Green, urging you not to take as much emphasis on police officers being overpraised, because we're all in this together, and the police have been overpraised, put above and beyond everyone else, including veterans and first responders, and I'm not feeling that shit. Plus, the police officers are very brutal, and they aggravate a situation in the political arena and not get anything done. We're getting rid of you all. And so this is why I am not feeling much about the slain Dallas police officers, because you can have an ongoing underlying community problem with the police and they are just ignored. And this is why you all should respect me more, because this is a job that you don't want if you have to risk everything that you have. And that's why you should respect me more for being in the Hall of Fame, because I put everyone's project ahead of mine, and that's why I'm ahead of everyone else. And I am the one who helped Jerry Jones get in the Hall of Fame. I never asked anyone that I helped for a dime. All I ask is you to fix the system, make sure the environment is healthy, because if the system works and the environment is healthy, everything will balance itself out. Not neglect everything and think everything will work itself out. It may work itself out, but not the way you expect it. by not taking care of your responsibilities. And this is the Hall of Famer, Director Marlon Green. Remember Black Wall Street.